Boys, welcome back to another Brokowskis video. In this video, we got 4 must-sit players. These guys are normally in your lineup, but this week, they do not have great matchups. They do not have a great chance to succeed. And boys, before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe. Every week, we're coming up with starts and sits to help you guys win your league. You know what? Let's just get right into it.
Our first must-sit player of the week is Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon, yes, he does have a good matchup against 29th ranked Detroit, but we think Javonte is going to benefit from that a lot more. Melvin Gordon missed last week's game, still is questionable with hip and shoulder injuries, and we think the matchup against Detroit is going to benefit Javonte a lot more. We also had Javonte breakout last week against the Chiefs, got almost 30 fantasy points. Melvin Gordon was getting a 50-50 split up until last week's game, but we don't expect that to continue. Javonte is younger, he's healthier, he's a better player, and he's a part of the Broncos' long-term future. We don't expect Melvin Gordon to be as good as he was, plus he's injured. We do not love Melvin Gordon this week.
Our second must-sit player of the week is A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon's been balling lately, and a good chunk of the reason for this is because of Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was injured. He came back last week, but everyone could tell he was not fully healthy. He played less than 50% of the snaps. A.J. Dillon played more than them, but this is going to change. Aaron Jones should get more than 50% of the snaps this week, and A.J. Dillon should not be a workhorse back by any means. Aaron Rodgers always does cook the Bears, but normally this is with passing yards. The Packers don't normally run the ball extremely well. Also, Akeem Hicks is coming back from injury for the Bears, which really does help their run defense. A.J. Dillon averages less than 2 targets a game when Aaron Jones is in that offense, so A.J. Dillon's not a workhorse at all. The matchup is not great. The Bears are top 15 against running backs, so if you could, I'd consider sitting A.J. Dillon.
Our next must-sit player of the week is Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, it's a bit of a weird situation. He practiced fully Wednesday and Thursday and then was limited Friday with a back issue. So that's something to keep an eye on. Plus, Davis Mills has just been named the starting quarterback for the Texans the rest of the year. We do think this hurts Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks has been wildly inconsistent with Davis Mills. Yes, he does have some games with 20 plus points, but he also has many games under 10 points. So it's very hit and miss with Davis Mills. Plus, they're playing the Seahawks this week, who are 9th against wide receivers. Not a great matchup there. Plus, they are versing the Seahawks this week, who are 9th against wide receivers. Not a great matchup there. The Seahawks are way worse against the run. 31st against running backs. We expect the Texans to try to run the ball a bit more, get the running backs more involved. Seahawks have not been able to stop running backs this year. We don't think this is a great matchup for Brandon Cooks. Plus the back injury. Plus Davis Mills at quarterback. We would try to avoid Brandon Cooks if possible.
Our fourth must-sit player of the week is DeAndre Hopkins. And we're not saying to sit this guy for no one, but if you have someone on the bench good, like Hunter Renfrow or someone with that status, I'd consider playing him over DeAndre Hopkins. Last week, there was reports Hopkins was fully healthy going into the game. He only got 2 targets, 2 catches, 32 yards. He did get that touchdown, which saved his week a little bit, but 2 targets is not encouraging. Even on the year, he's only averaging around 5.5 targets a game. Those are not elite numbers by any means. He's gone way downhill from what he was last year. And the big issue this game, he's going against Jalen Ramsey and the Rams. Last time he versed the Rams this year, he got 10.7 points. And the year before, in week 17 when he played them, he only got 7.5 points. On the Cardinals, he only averages around 12 points against the Rams. Those are not great numbers. Jalen Ramsey does play well against DeAndre Hopkins, and if you can sit Hopkins, I would highly consider it.
And just one more bonus sit here, Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard tore something in his foot. It doesn't sound like it's great, but he can still possibly play. So if he plays, we would highly recommend benching Tony Pollard. We don't think he's a great start. Versing number 14th Washington. Last week he got over 15 points, but over 12 of that was on 1 run. Other than that, he was getting boxed up. Wasn't doing very much against the Saints. So just one bonus one here at the end. If Tony Pollard plays, we don't love the matchup. We don't love the injury. We would avoid starting Tony Pollard.
And boys, thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, make sure you hit that subscribe. The fantasy playoffs are coming, and if you want to know starts or sits every week, you guys got to keep updated to make sure you win your fantasy championship. Also, boys, hit the like and comment this keyword right here. If you comment it, we'll like and reply to your comment. Thanks so much for hopping in, and we'll see y'all later.